Well, today Sonic Superstars is out, and I thought I would pick it up and we do like an immediate thoughts. Essentially, I'll go through some of the beginning of the game and give some of my impressions in real time as I'm playing it. And I've been interested in Sonic Superstars with a lot of the previews and early gameplay that we've seen, mostly because it's another attempt at a 2D Sonic game, I guess like 2.5D, and the last 2D Sonic game, new one anyway, that I had played, Sonic Mania, I thought was pretty good. So after seeing some of the reviews kind of be somewhere in the middle, I'm kind of interested to see what my thoughts would be on this one. So we're going to jump in. If you guys enjoy the video, make sure to like button and subscribe if you're new. So for reference, I did get this on the PlayStation 5, and that's what we're checking it out on here. I will get it on the Switch probably down the road when it goes on sale, just kind of for the collection, but I figured for this, between like the PS5 or the Xbox, I prefer the PS5's D-pad, so just kind of the way I went with it here. So story mode, battle mode, time attack. Let's jump into story mode. Oh, you get to pick into characters. Of course, this also has 4-player co-op on the same screen. Do I want to go with the tried and true with Sonic? Do I want to try Knuckles? I don't know. That's tough. I'm going to stick with Sonic. I am curious about Knuckles, though, because back in the day when we had Sonic and Knuckles, there's like a full animated cutscene to start with. Okay, Dr. Robotnik. See, I'm not really into the Sonic lore or anything. I've just never really gotten into the whole story of Sonic outside of, I guess, the cartoons back in the day. Like when Sonic was really big in the early 90s, we had things like Saturday morning cartoons, and there was a whole series for Sonic. That's probably the most I've ever been into the lore for Sonic. But, the visuals look nice. I still like kind of the 2.5D look to some of these games where they use the 3D models, and I know people do like the animated style, but 2.5D, there's a lot of stuff you can do, and kind of the flexibility with the character models, and then also the backgrounds. So that's what I'm hoping for, is that they play around with the background a bit in here. Okay, so I mean, it's kind of like a Green Hill Zone-esque style. I mean, that's just kind of how they always start things out. See, look, we already have some stuff happening in the background there. Okay, feel of the game so far. That's pretty good so far to control. I think the one that always threw me off back in the day, you'll have to let me know if that's the case for anyone in the comments, Sonic 4 never really, I mean, it was another game where they tried kind of that 3D model Sonic. Just didn't click with me ever. Sonic Generations, I think, was much better for that. Okay, so, see, look, we are using the background. Okay, I like it. A lot of depth there for the character. Always get me with that. The idea, of course, is you're going to go through the levels over and over and over again to get that nice one shot through. You can run up farther. Oh, see, that's kind of cool. I'm just messing up. You can go up the sides and then, okay. So you control the backdrop part with the up and down arrows. The Chaos Emerald. What is going on here? You're like swinging. This is a very odd perspective from what I was just doing. Okay, so I got a Chaos Emerald in 8 seconds and a new power. Oh, that's right. So they're supposed to have new powers in the game that's like kind of added in for I think they showed at one point where there was just a bunch of Sonics running across the screen. And okay, you summon a clone. Yeah, select Emerald power with R. Look how many slots there are too. Press square. Whoa. Oh, I got like a trophy as well. Wow. Interesting. Okay, so you can punch to each star post. So you'll have like a meter that you build up too. So that is an interesting idea for a Sonic game. Just kind of a little extra, little wrinkle in there. See, now I'm interested in actually getting before it was like get the Chaos Emerald so you can essentially like play through the game. Now I'm curious this is absolutely a callback to the old Sonic games with like the mini games that they had. Hit those to reverse. Games nowadays, right? We look at, I feel like when they come out, the Metacritics and what have you, where it's got to be some crazy narrative-driven blockbuster experience to be considered quote-unquote good. Sometimes you just get a fun game. I'm having a pretty good time so far early on in this. And yeah, some of this is definitely nostalgia driven. Like these mini games aren't exactly great if you consider them like I guess at their core, but this is definitely something that's calling back for the old people like me. Oh, they have like the big, it's like a big shark, big whale. It's kind of like it kind of reminds me of the whale from, oh yeah, because they're going to start destroying stuff around you now. Kind of reminds me of oh, I hit it. Kind of reminds me of the whale from the Dreamcast days where you had to run away from them as they like broke up the bridge. Oh, that's cool. So far, a lot of fan service in that first level. I will give them that. Whether it's the bonus game, the little turns you do when you jump off the springs, kind of like Sonic CD. I want to see what the world map looks like. Hold on. It said return to world map. Oh, look at this. So there's Act 1, 2. Oh, I guess I'm stuck at Act 2. Well, what's up here? Play Act. Oh, you can just quickly jump between them. I see. Okay. I mean, it's a basic. Go to this. Oh, they have a shop too. What is all this about? It head, body, arms, legs. You can buy. Is this like just cosmetic stuff? Does it say it does anything? Not enough. It just says not enough medals. Okay. Interesting. Accessories. Colors, so you can change your colors up, pattern. It's a prototype. Weird. There, okay. A lot of stuff going on in that shop. It looks like mostly cosmetic. Come back when I get some more medals. I'm still looking for that sense of speed where Sonic like outruns the screen. That was pretty awesome back in the day. I mean, Sonic Mania, they kind of did that too, but definitely back in the day, that was really cool where you'd be real close to running through the screen on the right side. These levels are absolutely set up in the sense of just trying to memorize them somewhat and running through it incredibly fast. Like, there's a lot of points where I'm just getting stopped, but I feel like if I knew it was coming up, I would have been prepared for it. Like that, I would have probably just jumped off of it, or I'd be spinning around as a ball to break through different barriers. Oh. All right, there's a lot going on in these levels. Like, usually it's like 3 levels for a Sonic. Oh, his boss. It's like 3 levels for a Sonic level. So, like, to go through, and you can jump between them, obviously, as you try to make the fastest line. It feels like there was a lot more going on there in terms of going backwards and, like, up and down. And there's a lot with at least that level that I just ran through. That's one of the first ones. Doesn't look to be the biggest brain teaser of a boss necessarily. Again, it's the first boss. The first bosses are usually pretty straightforward. So they got me there, but then I just kind of jumped at it. So there you go. First act, first boss beaten for Sonic Superstars. So now I'm in a jungle level, which it's still a lot of green. I know it's still very early on technically, but I wouldn't mind to see them go from basically their Green Hill Zone start to maybe if you have like a casino level or a carnival level, something like that to get started and sort of change things up quite a bit, because I'm sure something like that is coming. I just can't get over just how much there seems to be going on with some of these levels. Like, there's just stuff everywhere as I'm going through this jungle level. So in that sense, and then there's also the idea of getting a lot of these Chaos Emeralds that I feel like are probably hidden pretty well in here. Like, there definitely seems to be a sense of playing through this multiple times. Oh, it's trapped in there. Okay. That's like a mosquito. A big harpoon on the front. Oh. Oh, it's stuck. Okay. That's at least, that's different. Okay, that's a little more involved there, it looks like. And now now it's shooting electricity. Great. See, that's at least much different than what I was dealing with that first set of balls. Wow, okay. A lot happening now. And I gotta, like, get up the little rope here. There we go. See, this boss is a bit more interesting. There's a lot more happening with, like, the electricity that's... Oh, now there's spikes. Ooh. I guess it has to hit a certain spot for this little hook to get stuck. Maybe it has to be on, like, this ground. Oh, wow. Well. Oh, wow. There we go. Got him. All right. Well, he didn't even get stuck that time. I just jumped right on him. this feels like it would be incredibly chaotic if I had 4 people playing this on the same screen. Like, all the stuff that's at... Wow, there's actually... Whoa, okay, this is interesting. This is what I mean about doing stuff with the kind of the... Oh, he got me there. Kind of the 2.5D. It's like, take advantage of it. Do stuff with the backgrounds, running into the foregrounds, hitting me every time, apparently. I feel like the speedrunners going through this, some of those clips are going to look absolutely crazy. I mean, I'm all over the place with trying to figure out what direction to press the first time through. But people who know which way to go and how they're doing it, they're going to be through this thing in like a minute, not even. It's going to be nonstop moving on the screen. The other thing I'm curious about with this, how long is this game technically? Like, is this a title that's, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours? Because that is going to be a determining factor for people, since this is a $60 game and it's not like a budget price like we saw with Sonic Mania. And I think in their mind, for Sega, it's, hey, this is a 2.5, you know, with 3D models and everything, so it should be more expensive, and that's fine. But I do think there's going to be some questions from people who aren't, like, if you're a Sonic fan, you've probably already decided you're buying this, obviously. But if you're someone who's like, it seems like it could be fun, but it's also 60 and I'll be done in 4 or 5 hours, that might be harder to justify for people. Oh, I probably have to jump all the way up and hit him in the... Oh, you can make him hit himself. See, okay, so far, the little bosses, the sub-bosses, they've actually been kind of interesting. They're at least different enough. It's not how it might have been back with the old Sonic games where they're pretty similar, right? This at least feels different for each one. Like there's a different mechanic involved. In this case, I'm trying to get him to hit himself over and over again. Oh, and I knocked it back at him. That's cool. Oh. There we go. Got him. Speed Jungle completed. Should have checked I didn't check the trophy list or anything. It'll kind of, I guess that would tell me how many different areas there are, or how many acts there are. But through the first 2 areas, this has been pretty fun. Look, it's 2D Sonic. There's not a lot I feel like they're going to do to reinvent the wheel necessarily. But as someone who's a very casual, general Sonic fan with some of these games they release, it seems like a good time. Although, again, it's going to be up to you if it's worth the $60. Yeah, I get it. I mean, even someone like me who's a big Mega Man fan, for example, Mega Man 11, I understood why Capcom felt the need to make that game a budget price, right? So this is another situation of trying to figure out if that 2D Sonic tried and true formula with some twists on it, like the idea of, oh, we're already Sky Temple Zone. Cool. We got the idea of these different powers that you get with the Chaos Emeralds and stuff. Like, there are some new elements there, but at the end of the day, it's 2D Sonic. If you haven't really liked 2D Sonic in the past, I don't know if this is going to turn your opinion around, but for me so far, first impressions are good, and I'm going to keep playing through it, mostly because each one of these areas, I mean, it's been pretty quick, so I don't think this is necessarily going to be a long game to play through, and we'll see if I go back and replay some of the different levels to either get through it faster or find more of these Chaos Emeralds. But let me know what you guys think about this down below with Sonic Superstars, if you picked it up, and what are your thoughts on it so far. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.